People who are poor and money, they humble themselves and seek my face. I will rise and heal their nation. Will rise again. Nation will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your life. Together, unity we will build our nation. Never, Liberia, never. Rise and take your place. Whatever.
Oh yes, what a patriotic song. And every time I play this song, starting the program or ending the program, I'm mesmerized by it. The wordings are just good. It memorizes me a lot. Indeed, I'm mesmerized this afternoon. Louise A. Kolako, a patriotic Liberian woman, I liken her to the lyrical Julie Andy, Ambassador Julie Andy.
Allegiance to the flag of
Creative woman. Welcome to the show, all the women of Liberia. Every woman, every girl, welcome. All women, welcome to the show. It is on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. On this day, many women go to the churches and to pray for divine favor in their families, to pray for the country. It's May week, so it's Wednesday. That's the time many of the women go to the churches to pray. They go to churches across the country to pray. Even though some Eve Jana too can be on the other side taking their black bottles. Taking that other one, The other people can be in the church praying for the country, praying for us, the men, praying for their spouses. And some men also go to pray for their wives.
the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847.
It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. My young brother, Christopher Franklin Avicina, knows that. As he follows us from Ghana, Accra, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. And the nations have the J. My name is Emmanuel Jala Griffith III. The nations have the J. Remember Jala Griffith chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Fighting shall never be our portion. In Bon County. My people are following me this afternoon. From Tudota to Sanoye, from Sanoye to Yanekole, from Yanekole to Bonta, from Bonta to Belefenai, Belefenai to Nama, and come to Banga. In Lofa County, Yanabola home follows me as well. Zozo follows me. Benjamin follows me. Poya follows me. Yandehun follows me. For the shows of Hapa, to the plains of Cape Mount, they all follow us on the show. Welcome to it. I'm here with George Wai, my young brother who is under my tutelage. He tells me, big brother, I'm so proud to be with you. Learning for the fountain of knowledge. But what are the issues taking place this afternoon? I will read your comments, keep them coming this afternoon. So welcome Ambassador Bobby Ernest Zota of the National Port Authority to the show. These are the issues Public Works Minister Lavia Roland Giddens vows to complete all roles initiated by the WIA government and the ones currently going on by their government in central Liberia and southeastern Liberia before 2029 and 2030. Yes, it said all the roads initiated. You will ride on quota from Monrovia to go to Greenville, from Greenville to Harper, from Harper to Grand Crew. From Lofa, he said, from where the road stops, it takes us to Benjamin and up to Foya and up to Manicoma. Manicoma is the last town between Lofa and that of Sierra Leone. I rode on that road before me and A.B. Gosson Wayon 3 different times. But it said, can we take the minister's comment to the bank, or is it a 419? Senate Committee on Transport and Energy holds public hearing on the RIA nightmare. Senator Darius Dillon vows that they will recommend actions against the RIA management if need be. Oh yes. You know what happened at RIA now, right? 3 different times. 3 different times. One was flooding at the terminal, where men and women were taking their shoes off to walk in the water. And 2 times, one time SM Brussels and another plane, there been a learning struggle there. But the Senate said we cannot sit idly. That the House of Elders, they call on the RIA management to appear. They appeared and they listened. Darius Dillon, a tough talking senator on Capitol Hill, says they will recommend action if need be, either for the replacement of the management team or something like that. Watch Commission sinks in corruption again. It's always in the news, and then we are recommending to the president. The president needs to move in. Watch Commission sinks in corruption as President Joseph Nyeman Boakai looks on and plays a blind eye in taking action in that area, like in other alleged corruption cases. When corruption smelled, it smells Anoka, the president took action. Dismissed Rosalind Dennis and replaced her with an erudite professional, Marcus Fabian La, a very energetic young man. At the Air Triple RC, corruption was smelling there again. The president moving, suspended the people and appointed new people. My friend, Joseph Boy Cooper is there. And Nafar, the president said corruption was there. He fired Emma Glasgow, replaced her with Mr. Sigby. There's some allegations, right? So what is the president waiting for to take action against Mr. George Nyango at the Watch Commission? Do you know that he has started destroying evidence that lead to corruption? The AAC says he had dismantled the place. He corrupted $300,000 plus. But why is the president waiting for to suspend the man? As long as he stays there, he will destroy all the evidence. The best thing is suspend the man. Let him go and sit down. Put somebody there. Why is the House of Representatives summoning Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman to appear before it? Because one of his members said his car was impounded. He was issued ticket. He rides an unplated vehicle, but he thinks he's above the law. He files a complaint with the legislature. The lower house, informed the body, and then again, have invited Gregory Coleman to appear with 104 and another police officer called Mr. Gray. Are the lawmakers above the law? Are the lawmakers the lawbreakers now? Are they superhuman beings more than us here who also pay taxes? We shall go into the matters. Our guest at 3 o'clock is the executive director of the Independent Human Rights Commission, Mr. Uriah Tiepo. Uriah Tiepo will be here this afternoon. We'll talk a lot of things about Liberian governance process And the reports coming from the commission. Star 79 and star 90 hash play with 200 LD and win $20,000. Here's what we're giving to the people today. Star 79 and star 90 hash play with 200 LD and win $20,000 Liberian dollars. George, what is here, George? How are you this beautiful Wednesday afternoon?
I'm doing good, Jala, and it's good to be with you this afternoon on the show. Well energized and what's set to run through the discussion this afternoon. I'm glad to be here. How are you as well?
I'm okay. You know,
It seems to be like the traffic is too much these days. You don't come with a vehicle in town.
And then I've been giving some eardrops, you know. Sometimes I can go on Broad Street.
Okay.
I get on the bus. I want to say matatus. Matatus is a big buses in Kenya where the guys convey on from one place to the other. So I come sometimes, I park the car in a Pinsville suburb around Junction or around the Boulevard, board a taxi, come to town, and get a taxi to go back.
Okay.
There you hear all the gossips, you hear all the governance issues and everything. So like yesterday I was leaving from town going to Pinsville, and I boarded a taxi. When we stopped around or got around the 16th Street area, we saw a roadblock there. Then one lady, she averted and said, "Oh, so that I think we can do this, when Joseph Boga coming from where, they can put a roadblock and they divert the traffic somewhere else." So then I asked the taxi driver, I said, "Why did they put this in here? The guy getting the maze, actually vexed. He's getting vexed and even insulting." That's what they call. He said that the new thing in that south.
Oh.
Every day when the president lives in the mansion, they can come in front and put roadblock. And when we got there, you know, the traffic from Stella Maris to that place is almost 3 different times. That's almost 30 minutes drive or 45 minutes drive. Just that small place. When we got to the place, the guys diverted the traffic to 20th Street, to 16th Street, down to the Beachway and on the land side. So the driver managed to make his way. And then just in a minute, I got a call from one of our friends called Daniel Nyangwe. He said, "Oh, the old man just said you want to bring chat to the star now." I said, "What's that?" He said, "When the man going with the star or he coming to work, nobody can be on the street or they can take you from the road." And I saw that yesterday. I thought to bring it just so he asked me. And these are some of the things I get in a taxi for to come to town. And we spent so many hours in that traffic yesterday, George. We sat to that place, and guess where we were? We got to Kelly Junction after Lone Star, after Lone Star, before the person started coming. There's a white car that carries police on it. They said there's a pilot car for the president. We saw that car. It took another 2 minutes for the president convoy passed. And I counted the vehicles in the convoy. There were 18 vehicles.
Wow.
Imagine the president stayed at the executive mansion. The guys that vetted the traffic and took us on the main road. And they said we should go on the other side. So we just got stuck in that traffic. We were there for several minutes. And after we reached Better Cathedral area there, after Lone Star, before the president convoy started coming. Can you imagine how many persons were, or how many people were inconvenient as a result of that? So these are the reasons sometimes I just get in the taxis and get in the buses to listen to the people, because if the government that came to power with the mantra of change to break away from the past will start instituting measures that were introduced by Charles Taylor, that when he was president here, when he lives in White Flower on the Concordat Barrow, the Concordat area, no car passed in front of his house. Cars were not passed, he got to use the back road, and the barrow is small. It was clustered with vehicles. I don't think we need to go to the past again. Those who are doing this to this country must stop. I don't think, the old man Joseph Boakai is not a flamboyant person. I can say that. With the introduction of his new cars, they both say he's getting flamboyant. But these are the people that are making old man Boakai to get flamboyant. Opulence has become so huge again. If Boakai could stay in a house that he lived in for over 30 years, he became president of Zimbabwe, renovating there, he must know that. So what I say that these people say, they advise the president about 600,000 cars. 2 cars for 600,000. He's going to work. He said to the mansion, imagine what I'm saying to you. We were around Cinco when the president convoy, We got to the place, 16th Street rather. We drove along the road, veer up the road. We are around Lunsa, almost better cathedral with the president conference are coming. Just imagine the people, they drove on the road and went on the other side. So it was really asked a question, but I just forgot.
Jala, I think you should be the second person to say this to me, and I'm yet to understand as to what's the essence. I think the president, he's the president of the country. Liberians voted this president because they have that law for him, and they feel that he's the right person to deliver the country. I don't know what's the essence. I mean, because he's going home and you would take people from the route, telling them to use another route. It's something that, I mean, several years ago, some of us we've not been seeing this happening. I don't know why.
You know why, Josh? I will give you an instance. So, if the president is going home or coming from home to work, the police officers or the security officers on the road, they are informed ahead of time. What they do is where the president coming from, they stop one side of that road for the president passes.
That's what happened.
Then the other cars are parked. When the president goes, they leave the cars to go. But this is a strange one. When the president is coming, veer off the cars of the road to make the president go. But these are the people that elected the president. Let me tell you one thing. I was at OKFM. On 2 occasions, I witnessed something that was very bad. And I told my friend Clarence Jazz, I said, witness that and see. And I will say that because it's bordered across our security. And I was a guy who was a fanatic of George Weah. I'm still a fanatic of Weah. I just follow him from my small ball days when you're playing football. The time he got in politics, so I follow him all well. The Vice President Joel Howard Taylor is driving a convoy that is just close to the parlor car, just about 5 minutes from the parlor car, or let me say 15 feet from the parlor car. The guys at Liberia Junction, the Vice President coming from going, I don't know what you're going that day. They will start with move it, and it's announcing when you just, when they catch you unaware, Tesla driver, they made a hard switch in the car. At Liberia Junction, they beat one Tesla driving from me. I got scared. The second time was around the same place around the wire office there. Not wire, but I mean YWCA. They see it happen. And I came on OKFM to condemn the Vice President for that. Even though I was somehow who was supporting them in some way. It was because that me and Clarence Jackson sat on the radio who condemned the Vice President for that. That didn't stop. You cannot be doing this to your people. These are the people that elected you.
Honestly.
You got to stop it. Because the president going home, they should sit in the car and sleep. Yesterday in that test, the people got angry. The women are all talking. I was shocked. Maybe today, after here, I'll go Broad Street. I'll get on a bus. But the only thing is that there's no transfer bus now that can go their way. So they are going to pass through and get to Barnaville Junction and go. But you hear a lot of interesting stories coming from people. This is not correct for our country. And the people who have joined us, Joy, you want to say something? Let me find that song.
Yeah, so the securities around the president will have to have some conversation with the city police and that of the traffic police, those in the traffic, and showing that vehicles are parked along the road, and those that are to ply the center street, ply the center street.
Yeah.
Because you can have drivers leaving the route that is supposed to plow on because one president is going home. I think
even though he's the president of the country.
Yes.
The reason why they bought 2 luxury vehicles costing $600,000, I mean bulletproof, is to save the president. This president is not in harm's way any longer. If you thought that he was in harm's way earlier, there's a reason why you bought these armor carriers vehicles for him. He's not in harm's way again. Nobody ins when you turn around a car again, buzz the windshield. You fire going the whole day, you can't spoil it. They made a car. So there's no urgency to put the Liberian people on the side of the road and say to veer off the road when they're leaving from home, they're coming from where they're tired going home, then you say, because the president coming. We respect the president, but Sam Gay and his people must stop this.
They need to revisit that decision.
Let's welcome PCK. And I will not read the comments today because of the time. We'll just acknowledge the guys who join us and go to our talking points because it's very important. I will read a few of the comments are very shorter. Yes. Good afternoon to you, sir. It's Abiba Sisi. Harris City. Good afternoon, Mr. Griffin. I'm following you from Cowell. Christopher Franklin Avicinian. I'm following you from Accra, Ghana. Muya Sharif. Following you from Banga City, Bon County. Junior Silly. Watching you from Virginia City, Lofa County. Bobby Marvin Tingban. Good evening, Jala. I'm following you from a residence in Monrovia. Thanks for the show. Augustine Givler. I'm watching from Philadelphia, USA. B. Mohammed Sharif. Good afternoon, sir. I'm following you this afternoon from South Korea. Diamond Gono Flomo. I'm watching live from Monrovia, Jala. Murphy Hine is watching me from District 9, where one of the best lawmakers lives. It's a friend Safoko. Saturday is Zoe Wonderwear. Watching live from Atlanta, Georgia, in the USA. Good afternoon, Mr. Griffin and the entire viewer family. Robert Bryan. I'm following from somewhere. I'm following you from RA Magibi County. A.B. Jabate following from Old Road. Ansu Sharif following us from the Academic Freedom Fighters of Liberia office. Charles K. Kamara. I follow you from Cape Mount County, Cape Mount, Banga Town, Popa District. Senate Sharif following us from somewhere, he says, in Browville. Charles Domans Gray. That's Roland's Gray. Watching a coffee farm, Cowell. Mary Tully, how are you this afternoon? She follows us religiously from the New Georgia Estate, number 13. Thanks for this great show, Jala. Mary Tully, welcome, my dear friend and sister. Jacob Dowsey, good afternoon, big brother Jala. I follow you from Harrisburg. Matthew Musa, watching from Arizona, the USA. He says, Matthew Musa, welcome. Ruben Connor, following from Ghana's residence, he says, Ambassador Fogba G. Flomo Jr., following from GSA Road, Zinatown, and Peace, Liberia. Diana Dennis, how are you this afternoon? She follows us from her residence in Manhattan, the USA.
With original hits that
Welcome, Dana Dennis. She follows us religiously as well. Having Favor Freeman. When is the Supreme Court speaking on the leadership saga? Let's watch and see. Brabi Mba from Bushwick Island, Liberia. Welcome to the show. Peter One Day. And Brabi said, good afternoon, Mr. Jala Grayfield. I'm falling from Monrovia, Bushwick Island. Because on JMB making a mistake, making a stop on Benson Street yesterday, reportedly being cheered. But people moving normally speaks to unpopularity. Peter One Day, welcome. Harry J. Saki, what's happening in Kakata? What happened in Kakata is off. Okay, we will tell you that reason. Ambassador Dylan Roosevelt Zoe Senior, Washington District 15, Jacqueline Charles. Yekepa City he represents. Lei. Hello, Jala. I'm watching from Cowell this afternoon. Lei. I have a niece called Lei. I thought Lei is a female, so I think so. She lives in Omar. She was one of the luckiest ladies who went to Omar and got saved. And she landed in the good hands. And the Arabs are taking good care of her. She calls me every time and says, Uncle Jala, I'm okay. Lay Fred. Manyamanson Chicharito. Watching us from Morocco this afternoon. Johnson P. Matthews. Watching from Bon County District 1. Why is it that Bon County signal is off? We need to find out what's happening. I don't know. I need to check with the technicians. Captain will Jerry, welcome. I'm following from Looking Town. McDowee, Washington, Lofa County. Telewayan, Jiba. Welcome. Colon, Destiny S. Seaton. Washington, Maryland County. John A.S. Dennis Jr. Falling from Maryland County. Bridgeboard, breaking limits, Mambayo. Falling from Cowell. Andrew Gonda. Good afternoon. I'm Andrew Gonda, watching from Sinclair Street on the Imanake Balagan. Falling from Bernard's Farm Community Happy Rescue Full month to you. Tiba Kito, I'm watching from Soul Clinic. Nina Kuya, my sister, how are you? From Dakota, North Dakota, how are you? Nina Kuya. Joshua Tenny M. Dacia Jr. Josh, guess what happened? My phone crashed again. Oh. The phone I gave her finally. So I get to her phone. So somebody said, me take my phone, man. I gave Jenna. Give it to me. Give it to me. So I just sent me to I say I call you on your what did you say? Your WhatsApp, you not pick it, I say, but the phone I get a WhatsApp phone. This one is a 12 phone. Nina Kuya, welcome. Joshua Tani and Dacia Jr. watching from his business center. Mike Dewey, welcome. Tobasi, Christopher related to Tobasi. Nima Kani represent. Elvis Badama Kiatamba, falling from Cowell. Welcome to the show. Those who will say to you, is what you can say? The book can say congratulations to you. We have less time to have a conversation, you know. But George, I listened to the Minister of Public Works some times ago. He made mention of strides being made by the Joseph Newman Boakai government to complete all major roads in Liberia before 2029-2030. I wish the time there will be new election in the country. They met existing roads done by George Weah, paid for by George Weah. Some were not paid for in 100%, you know, and some were paid for, some got paid for, some didn't do the work. But they have come to say they are waiting that by 2029, all the road works are in progress. I listen to the Minister of Public Works. Most time, I will have you to talk on the first talking point, then I come to move on the last, the ones that follow. Do you think it's realistic? Do you think it will work?
So the thing is, Jala, the government of Liberia needs to be realistic to our citizens. I can remember during the heat of the campaign, the president made a promise that if elected, in the first, I think, 100 working days, car won't get stuck in the mud on major routes in the country.
Okay.
So the president should be telling us, or the minister at the Ministry of Public Works should be telling us how far is the promise that the president made. Where are we before coming out with this kind of statement? So is she telling us that the statement made by the president, that was just another slow way? Someone would say, is she telling us that the president made the statement because he wanted to get the vote of the Liberian people? Or is it that the president lied to us during the election? That's one of the things we should be talking about. And the next thing is, Jala, our leaders, they say things and they don't say to us as to how these things will be done. And for me, I'm looking at the time, election time. Is it only the time to do these projects, election nearing period? Or is it a strategy that they want to use to capture the Liberian people? 2029, you have time. Why you can't have them done, but you wait up to 2029? Somebody will argue that they don't have specific time.
Yeah, what is saying,
again,
and what I understood from that comment is that the road work is proceeding, but by 2029 they will be finished with other roads.
Jala, the government needs to be sincere, honestly. Like others will say, you sometimes lie to come to leadership, but lying in governance is something very bad. And I think the Bwaka government they trying to do same. Look, if the president made a statement back in the election or during the election time, and the statement of the president, we've observed that some of the things they said about the route, they've not been able to implement them. They've not been done. Then one minister just come out and say, "Oh, all the routes will be completed, or the major routes will be completed in the country before 2029." What is the minister saying?
All right, Josh. So I think he spoke in plain context, for which I always say to people, I always say on this radio, I'm not a pessimist, I'm an optimist. The decisions this government will make in improving the lives of the people, in giving them social benefits, will give them a chance to come back or not to come back. Even though people are saying from the first year of the administration, he has given a leverage to the opposition that they will come back to power. Now, Josh, President Weah's quest was to ensure that all roads in Liberia are paved. And when the two of them campaign in this country, Bwaka and Weah, they campaign on roads. It was therefore after President Weah took office, he initiated to get an Igbo loan to this country to do a coastal road connecting River Cess to Sano, to Harper, and the Grand Cru. So when you say coastal road project, when you say coastal road, the feeder, you put a road along the sea. I said, but somebody asked me, say, so when they say coastal road, you put a quota along the sea from here with the Harper. I said, no, now I want to go coastal road. So they all spoke about that. But when President Weah came, he talked about road. He initiated a program, it didn't work, and the legislature had to cancel the deal, or else, if it stays on, if the guys who initiated this contract will come back and say it didn't work, they can say claim that we owe them as a country. So the legislature canceled that. I was one of those who praised President Weah for that, and I said it was a great deal. Even if we owe people, let's borrow money and build our roads. Mm-hmm. When Oben Bwaka talked about the 285 yellow machines, I was one of those who wrote on Facebook, and I was on the radio commending the president for that, because I believe that our roads should be connected. It would have been so disingenuous on my part as a journalist who has 24 years experience in this profession and who have followed politics here, commending George Weah at the time on the same road thing, and Bwaka comes and brings 285 machines. I say, no, man, Bon can't deserve a 15 yellow machine. Man, Lofa can't deserve the same 15 yellow machines. So I never criticized Bwaka for that. Instead, I was writing on Facebook and writing columns in newspapers around here commending the President Weah and that of Joseph Bwaka. Now that the Minister of Public Works has come and said by 2029, 2030, the road works will be completed, I want to take as face value. Josh, as I said earlier, I don't think that President Joseph Bwaka want to run in 2029. Age will hold him, or incapacitation will hold him. By his age now, at age 80 something, that old man cannot go through all the 6 years. Even when he goes through the 6 years, at the end of those years, he will not contest. There will be people that will come from Unity Party want to contest. Jeremiah Kun is the vice president. If the president stay around, he's incapacitated. If the vice president stay around, they can come and say, we have a convention. They can put the vice president on and bring somebody else to be the senate bearer of the Unity Party. We'll talk about Gafan's re-emergence in the political politics of this country tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I will tell you the reason why Gafan came out of this country. I will say that tomorrow here. But this is what I want to hold on and believe on what Gideon said yesterday. He has been saying that by 2029, 2030, all the roads will be. He said you drive from Monrovia and go way to Foya, which is the last town in Lofa County, and you veer off, you go to Minicoma. From Foya to Minicoma is around 45 minutes. Bar road. There where they had this concession company that were doing the rest for Macintosh. I drove on that road 2-3 times when my uncle took me for like carrying there during the campaign period. So we're not hold him, and I must appreciate him because yesterday, on April 1, the Minister of Public Works, he was on a road trip from one community to the other, asking and finding the conditions of roads in Monserrado. Roads that were undertaken by President Weah that didn't finish before the attendant came in, and roads that were finished, they are making follow-ups on those roads for rehabilitation of those roads. But again, Mr. Minister, you started doing a road from here to a Freeport area to, they say, to Douala, pavement. That small road they face, there was short road. The road short, Jalami. It's short, Jalami, Josh. The road short, they didn't go anywhere. You're doing a major pavement of road. Up to this time, you're not going anywhere further. Go see cars in the evening hours when they go into Freeport side. You just say, pata, pata, pata. You know? The other day, there's a continual drop in that area. It's because the container is moving and the road is bad and it's laying in its way, it dropped, but unfortunately, nobody died. Fortunately, nobody died, rather. So let's hold him by his words. Mr. Giddings, if time goes by, if you accept our invitation, we'll bring you here. Even though you say our platform is toxic, we wouldn't say good thing about it, we condemn you. We condemn if condemnable things are done. We praise if praising things are done. And this platform is open to every one of you to come. We'll give you a time. When you want to come, dear call us and say, want to come to the platform. We will ask the critical questions to you. We'll not let you go impunity.
So why it is true that we hold the
the
public work minister by his words, I think we will also continue to remind him that you promised the Liberian people that the routes across the country will be completed before 2029. So, Honorable Minister, you can rest assured that even if you forget and people around you, they're not reminding you of, and this promise will continue to remind you, Honorable Minister.
The other day, I drove on the Soakley Road, all the way to Diamond Creek. One of my cousins, Councillor Jala Babu's brother died, called Jigbe. We are going to the family meeting that day, and I rode on Soakley Road. They have done perfect. The road is perfect. Unlike before, where there were trenches in the road. When you go further, there's a place called Latter-day Saint Church. When they're going further, they have put crosswalks on that road. So I'm told that road is one of the roads that have been earmarked. But again, Mr. Minister, there's a road in Jacob from the place they call Lunsa gas station that goes to Nicholas Town. That road was part of President Weah's deliverables. They went further with his pavement and they stopped to the bridge with not asphalt but with concrete pavement. The people in that area are in serious hell. If you are considering roads in Monserrado, please consider them. Let's move on. Josh, I'm very flabbergasted. I'm so despondent that the president of Liberia, His Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Joseph Newman Boaka Sr., has failed to institute action against the Watch Commission boss. This is a hard time that other people have been accused of corruption. They didn't find out, they didn't go to court to be dismissed. You just heard that they were corrupt. You took action. Emma Métier Glasgow is one of those. She said she didn't receive any board reports, even though she's the secretary of the board, and you suspended her for corruption. She's challenging you today as a government. She's going to the ECOWAS court for a damage of $10 million. And if this has been done by Emma Glasgow, the AFTA commissioners were dismissed against the dismissed. They were dismissed and they replaced. They are yet to be called for investigation. At LRRC, a media friend, Mr. Hoff, and others, Patrick Wilson and others were dismissed on allegation of corruption. They are not going to court yet. Corruption has shown a face at Watch Commission where the LACC that investigates corruption cases is saying that this man called George Nyango, has performed $300,000 plus US dollars. But the man since that investigation, or since he was called that time, he is staying in his office and going to the office on a Saturday to dismiss documents or to destroy documents in a system that he shouldn't be held accountable. And yet this president is around. He doesn't see that. Mr. President, it's about time to suspend Mr. George Nyango from his office. And all of those who are there, I'm told that Naomi and other people went to the commission to LACC for investigation. Or they will be calling them. You can't take one action against other people because he said they were corrupt and no investigation. But the LACC that he set up to say they are investigating grabs and waste of country's resources, they come up with a report that is damning. A very stinking report on one person called George Nyango. He says sits in his office there. Is it a selective fight in corruption that this entire boss talk about? And I said, Myanmar said that. He said the government is selective fighting corruption. So that's what we see right here. You have dismissed people, you suspended people for corruption, alleged corruption. Even though they are here to clear their names in the company code of jurisdiction, they are sitting home, they have appointed people in their areas. But in the same vein, a man called George Nyango, who comes from Lofa Country, he's one of your nephews. I'm also one of your nephews too. When you are kissing man, you are an uncle for everybody in the country. So is George Nyango untouchable? He has siphoned money from the Watch Commission. Prince Crippler has been on his back every day talking about this on the radio and SYC. He walked in with an evidence and presented the evidence to the LACC for which Mr. Nyango was called to be investigated, but yet the president is yet to take this decision against him. This must stop, Mr. President. It's hard time that we trade our country for relationship. $300,000 plus that the LACC talk about can be used for so many purposes. The other day, MCSS students are demonstrating here because the teachers are in school. The teachers are complaining that they are not being paid for some months. What did the police do? The police moved in and beat them and dragged them. They dragged those two students. I saw the video footage yesterday. I felt so bad. A policeman beating the student, dragging him on the quota, on his head. Somebody's chopped. Then a Nyango sits at the Watch Commission. He takes money, put it in his pocket, and he wants for him to be there. Mr. President, this would be one of the biggest disappointments I'll ever have in you if you don't have that man suspended. Let you go sit at home and put somebody there, have the investigation done.
Jala, you see, that's why others were in the unity party of this government will see us to be people that probably we're not in the line, or we say things always on the other side. That's how they sees it. But listen, Jala, the issue of the Watch Commission boss, I don't know what's the interest the government or the president have within George. We've always lauded the president when there are action taken against people that are involved with corrupt activities, people that are involved with corruption and things. We always come here and applaud the president when he's involved with action taken against these people. But sometimes we get disappointed, especially me, Jala. I get disappointed when people are involved into activities that have the
propensity?
Yeah, the propensity to undermine the economy of our country. Why you get people involved into corruption and the president sits and he doesn't say a word, he doesn't take action. But he only take action against people that probably he feels.
It's now selective.
And it should not be that way, Jala.
Absolutely.
You cannot be fighting corruption and you be selective in what you try to do. How will you achieve when you being selective, Jala?
Thank you, George. So we'll have Mr. Uriah's Tier Paul here at 3 o'clock. We'll take calls from 3 to 3:10. Then for the rest of the time, we'll have him.
So the cash giveaway, don't forget.
Star 79 and star 90 has play with 200 LD and win 20,000.
So we need two persons.
For you. Only
Just
two persons we need
to
here
play,
right now.
yeah.
Star 79 and star 90 hash play with 200 LD and win 20,000. It's a big money for you. 20,000 can buy you 2 bags of rice and buy you some food in the house. No. So, George, we'll come to the guys who are joining us on our feed. I hear Robert Blyon say no sound. Robert, please consider Kesley Boulevard Road 2. Transport Scholar says that one. A Valley Kara, following us from Banjul, the Gambia. A Valley Kora, thanks for joining us. Jonathan K. Ebola, welcome from Columbus, Ohio, the USA. I really appreciate you guys for the information. Ma Anna, some Padre Eva Ducle, good afternoon. I'm following you from Monrovia. Griff Raniver, Wei Man Buffet brother. Yeah, thank you for the show. Michael Thompson Jackson, welcome. Asata Miller, watching from Red Light, welcome. Harris City, Mr. Griffey, please play Martina Kanate clip. I don't know. I heard people playing it. So let's move on. Josh, I read in the news this afternoon a summon by the House of Representatives summoning Police Inspector General Gregory Cuomo to appear before them to explain to them why two of his senior officers, 104 and the other man, Gray, arrested Mr. Anthony Williams and impounded his vehicle for traffic violations. And let me say this to you. Traffic violations is not a crime. Traffic violation is not a crime. It's an offense. If I drove my car from here to Pinsville and the policeman pulled me over, and at the end of the day, I become so rude to them, very so cantankerous to them, they can use restraining order on me. So Mr. Anthony Williams, a brother of mine, he was one of the regular callers on my talk show here. I was managing Love FM, Love TV at the time. He was one of my regular callers, Swati Genesis. And the lack of S. Gibson, the Janje Biakwe, the Memasi Kaba, the James Gray, the Julius J, and many of them, they were my regular caller on my show. I used to take them on my personal phone. And Anthony Williams, who were here, he was one of the advocates on Capitol Hill at LU. You will see in the Parliament Hut, I will say, Zugwe, I will say. But to hear that Anthony Williams, some of the things that we criticized yesterday, he is my dear brother, and I'll say this without stupor. We criticized this thing before. That lawmakers are taking the shoulder of the road because they have a law that protects them. You criticized them before on about Ellen first term and second term. Now you are a lawmaker, you are driving a car that has no plate, it's not registered, it's unregistered. But the police pull us up out of the road. We don't have any means to aim, as any means. We don't have the loss of the money that other people have. To register a car with 300, it's painful, my man. But to take 300 US to go register a car, not easy. But you are a lawmaker making more money. You left your assigned vehicle, got in your private vehicle, drove in the street of Monrovia without license plate. It's not registered. The police pull you over and you identify as you're a lawmaker. Then you want for the police to say, go. Saying Anthony Williams, you lawmaker. You are not exempt. The law does not exempt you. You are just an ordinary citizen if you are running a vehicle. The law, they give you a right. They say when you come to work, you ride in a car, that RAP car you ride in. You can take the shoulder knee and go. Nobody can stop you. If any policeman stops you, it means that policeman is usurping your function. It's a I call it, what the word I would say or use. That man is stopping you from going to work. It's a can I say a usurpation of your function? No, but again, it's a word I want to use. It's obstructing your movement. Legislative content can come on you based on that. But once you drive your private car, it's not registered RIP. You don't have lessons. The car doesn't have license plate, and they pull you over. Then you go and tell your colleagues in the house. They inviting the police inspector general up here. I mean, I have all my differences with Gregory Cuomo, but this act of overlooking other people it's not correct. It's despicable. So the lawmakers are not the lawbreakers. They make the law, they break it. When General Government breaks the law, but even in the traffic, I have my lesson, get lesson, they'll call tow truck from account to try to carry. But when it comes to the lawmaker, you go and say, oh, the man disrespected me, I was demoralized, and so you're going to come up here. Guess what happened? When Kurokoma appeared to that Senate or to the representative house, and he goes there with two lawmakers or the two police officers, they will just say, we apologize. At the end of the day, they will start laughing. Everybody come outside. They waste our time. This is a waste of time. You have to take people serious. Look, these lawmakers, we shouldn't care ourselves for any people. That they see group of people. All majority minority blood, they're seeing people, my friend. They're nothing changing here anytime. Sometimes you have soft minds of some of them, the way things happen to some of them, like in the minority blood, for example. We have soft spot for them. But to be called the minister, not the minister, but the police inspector general appear before you because one or two of his officers stop a lawmaker? You kidding me? I'm not saying killing you. I'm saying kidding. K-I-D-D-I-N-G. Meaning, you're making me small. Making small of me. You're making baby of me. So what these lawmakers in they are? They think you criticized yesterday as a young advocate coming up in this country. Living in Bush quarter here. After the show, I will take my phone. I will call Anthony. I said, man, you be asleep. He's my friend. We'll talk. But while we say to him on the phone, I want to put in the public, people here, that we stand for the rights and we stand for the right thing to do in this country. The last time I checked, the internal affairs minister now, Newman, President Newman, he was driving going to Painesville. Then the head of the National Identification Registry, he ran in Maryland County, man. I just forgot the guy, my big brother name. He was coming to work. And first thing, Newman was taking the last thing to go to work. But that man feel that he's a government official too, and he's also going to work. And Newman car came and parked before him. They messed him moving a car. They were there for several hours. The police came and intervened. They said they will call through to carry the identification registry guy car. They won't carry it. They mentioned nobody taking my car. It was us. He will stand up in front of Lone Star. Or because a lawmaker thinks that he has a right to take the shoulder lane and go to work, but they stay home in the morning. In the morning, they stay sleeping up to 10 o'clock. They go in the bar and table. By the time 11 o'clock again, the car is out running. Oh, I get right to the last lane. While we are buying gas for our cars, we're in the traffic. Long time we see that traffic for a whole day. Sunday out here, they put on catch me. They will catch me. I can be buying gas for my car every day. You get a few members, just pass and get a tail in the running. So when they take the tail in, my second join there. We all be in that tail in, we all running, we all official government. We be running there. It's not good. Once you break the law, you allow the lower people to break the law too. This is not good for our country. Now here they inviting the police inspector general to appear before them because two of his men arrested a lawmaker and impounded his vehicle. They should have put that vehicle on a tow truck and carry it to the tow truck area and you go pay money for it. And next thing you not do it. Josh.
Chala, I don't know who the lawmakers feel they are. Why you even put aside your working vehicle and take your private car? If the car is not even registered, the car it don't have plate, and then you take it and you want to plow the central street of Monrovia, and police officers should just let you go because you feel you're representative. I don't know whether he's reading the traffic laws. The lawmakers should understand that it is a violation of the traffic laws. You cannot plow the street with your car and the car is not registered. Why you would decide to do so? Why he would decide to do so as a lawmaker who's fully aware that
Josh,
what he's doing, he's violating the law.
People want to show their power. A lawmaker should not above the law. You are a lawmaker, you're not a lawbreaker. If you took the turn lane, that one is a privilege given to you. But to drive a vehicle unplated and you have no lessons, and the policeman pull you over and impound your vehicle, then you take the policeman up, complain to the legislature and call the police inspector general to appear. This is a bad precedent. If I were the speaker or the majority speaker, I would not listen to such a complaint from Anthony Williams. I would trash it out. That's a nonsense in capital letter. You don't do that. This is a civilized society. If I say nonsense, there's not an insult. Nonsense is not an insult. No, it's not an insult. It's a nonsense in capital letter that you call the police inspector general to appear before you to show cause why this man was arrested and his vehicle impounded. Please activate the phone line. Let's take calls for at least 5 minutes. Honorable Rios Tiepo, who is the executive director of INCR, is here. A very long time, big brother. We'll take you very soon. Well, let's interact with the callers very shortly, just a few minutes or 5 minutes or so. So, this is the name. Just put in the computer. Just have it. So please activate the phone lines. Where are the phones? Okay. 0773-419-502. Each caller has 30 seconds. 0555-184-711. 0773-978-564. These are the numbers to call us from both sides, female, and then the female number is 0773-978-564. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome. You have 30 seconds.
And let me say good afternoon to Brother George. George, ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a brother coming out to me for Zimbabwe.
Yes. Okay.
You know, Brother George, I don't know if it is one of the president that I have. I don't know if it's one of the experience. Because all I would see for the president is what that was doing is what the president is doing. George, can you imagine when I take the camera, you just trying to forward Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine George? I said the individual who is supposed to use that to go straight to Douala. The banner red is going to go that way.
Okay.
Because of that, George, there are a lot of traffic always to that George. So I don't know whether the George. But let me just thank you for how long this is the new Mr. Room, Brother George. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you. Next caller, welcome. 20 seconds. Hey, no, I will cut you off. Reduce the monitor, please. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. Make your volume very low. Hello, let's hear you. Hello, welcome. I'm hearing. What's your name?
Yeah, good.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, I called to commend George.
Mm.
I said I called to commend George.
Okay, go ahead. What's the commendation?
George will be one of the great journalists in this country.
Okay.
I pray that he will be there.
Okay.
Because he speaks the truth. We are not going in there you guys are gone. But I know people in Pakistan with money, they want to infuse with money and then to be speaking the truth. I didn't tell you he left involved in it. And to tell you the truth, you Jara investigate more than George. Started to say it.
I get police as some of me, eh?
No, you get it's not you. Don't laugh. What I'm saying,
You tell me what I love or cry.
what I'm saying,
Mama, you have 30 seconds. You go over 30 seconds. You gotta know what you want to see.
Jara, I believe that you're not cutting me off. What I'm saying, people know you more than George. That's I mean the system. And the man doing his best to see the truth. You will not comment me.
No, I'm not saying that. Though. I want to say you.
No, I know nothing will harm you. But we pray that nobody will tell George. Because he is very good George.
Thank you. Next caller, welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Chanaki.
Good afternoon. You have 30 seconds. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Alfonso Joe, and I'm calling from Ghana, so the president of the CDC represents the legend. Thank you for affording me the time and opportunity for this issue of Roha being a key priority will be the issue of Roha impede or many development and start with our economy. But we saw past president investing in the issue of road, making sure that farm will be created, that our people will be able to bring their produce to the city. So if we get the public health minister saying that by 2029, majority of the road will be completed, we feel it shouldn't just be a statement, but they should make sure it be done that at least it will alleviate some of the difficulties we feel when it comes to the transportation sector.
Thank you.
My issue was also very directed to the water office you are discussing concerning corruption. I feel that Mr. Parker has to be sincere in respect to things threatening corruption. You have to be sincere. You shouldn't be selective. If you are selective, we won't go nowhere because corruption is an obstacle to our development. Thank you for following me.
Thank you. The next caller, welcome. Opi Uni Johnson, welcome to the Sugar community as well. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Yes, welcome. Let's hear you.
The great heavenly day.
It's the nation's heavenly. Welcome. Who am I talking with?
This is your dear junior brother, Idrissa.
Oh, Idrissa, I mean, happy Ramadan. Oh. You coming to Isa?
Yeah.
Me, oh.
Jala, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me say hats off to George.
Yes, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, Jala, you know, it's just a sad time for our nation
What makes it sad now?
because the way things are growing, brother Jala, look at how our leaders are behaving. How will you be violating the rule of law? You get a bunch of renegades sitting there only drinking milk and honey. It's affecting our country. The guys are not, no law they are making is far. Why will our leader be going in this form of manner? Like one tax-headed creature. This is sad, Jada. Sometimes the tears can step into my eyes.
Okay, thank you.
Why will our country?
Thank you. Let's get another person. Good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Jada Gosi.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. What's your name? From where you call? Let's hear.
Mike Berman calling from Buchanan Grand Pastor County, well upon on the family.
Buchanan Grand Pastor County, thank you for joining Morovia.
Thank you so dearly, my brother. I only call to say hi to you people. You enjoy Way. My brothers, is you there. But Liberian problem, Joseph Father, principal is not my problem. So I just call to say hi to you people. Because if we continue to think about Bwaka and Liberia, will not get better for this country.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. The next caller, you're the last caller. Maybe the last caller will go to Mr. Tiepo. Hello, welcome.
Thank you, Brother Jerem. I'm BM Sally calling from Ponchama.
Vanjema City, Lofa County, welcome. On
Thank you.
You're
Thank
on
you.
95.7.
Thank you. The first thing that we need to understand, our lawmaker at this area in the house there. One day at this area, you don't expect them to do things a bit better for us. So, if you can take the chair link and they tell you say you have already using a private car, that means you also have to defraud the government, tax it. Because using a private car, you need to pay tax to the government to upgrade
Of course, if the ordinary people can pay taxes to the government.
I said, you have on our main road now from between Zotawa called Telemoon. The road is getting to spoil there. So the problem is I need to see a reason.
Well,
will be cut off. And will be cut off, so they need to come and repair that work. Thank you for having me on your show.
Did you say in Telemo era? Oh, he gone. Let me recognize the guys. I'm not taking a call now. The executive director of the Independent Human Rights Commission is here. He's our guest. Mr. Urias Tiepo. The other day, the commission released a report in Liberia calculating and documenting some violations in the rights of people in SYZ. It was a strong worded statement. And hopefully by this year again, the U.S. State Department report will be coming up. And sometimes the reports, when they come out, these local reports, when they come out, they inform the U.S. State Department report. So that is why when the government is doing something, they need to be very careful, because this institution is a government-owned institution established by law with tenure position to the people who are there so that they can be tampered with. So that's how it looks like. So we invited him, Mr. Tiepo, to talk about what happened at the commission. How did they come up with these reports? But let me welcome Mr. Ase Yowe, who is following us on the post of Buchanan, and Mr. Tobasi, who I think Christopher Tobasi. A traffic offense or violation is a crime. Otto following from somewhere around the port. Let me say, Follow Plater, welcome from Banga. He said, Bodia Station. He said, what? Plateau. Okay. Pete Waiter, welcome as well. And all of those. Let me welcome Mr. Tiepo with his song. I think he knows his song. He will like it.
I don't just make love, I be stroking it. I be stroking. Stroking to the east. Time of the day do you like to make love?
A fellow plater said our station is off in Bangabong County.
Just before
Yeah, a few of them are off. We're trying to make some efforts to restore them. Maybe just a show that we can do that in the next few days.
the late show.
Let me welcome my brother and friend, Mr. Gideon Scott. Long time no see, my friend and brother. Maybe around for a long time too. This Clarence Carter, he's asking you, when last did you make love? Did you make love last night?
I remember one time I made
Will you make love tonight?
it's like
It's called stroking. As I will play that later, let me welcome Mr. Uriah Steer-Paul. He is the executive director of the Independent Human Rights Commission at Jesse Monrovia. As I said to you earlier, it is an institution that documents rights violation and all of those. It is a government-owned institution. And reports coming from them, as well as other human rights organizations like the United Methodist Human Rights Organization, they all inform the U.S. State Department report that come up in the year. Recently, the commission released what appears to be a damning and stinking report on the government. They cited police brutality, the delay in prosecution of people involved in rape and all of those. But the man who is the executive director will give us a synopsis, or he'll give us a detail. It's not a synopsis, a detail. I will sit for 5 minutes and allow him make his thesis comments that will bring all of this information. Mr. Tepo, welcome.
Thank you very much, my good brother, my good dear brother Jala. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we're around.
Our usual place now we can't even be there.
Yeah, we gotta meet again.
Exactly. So yeah, the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, as you know, was established by Legislative Act in 2005.
Okay.
It became operational in 2010.
Okay.
The commission is an independent commission, like you said, established in line with what we call the Paris Principle. So the Paris Principle is a principle adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1993 that said this is the way national human rights institutions around the world should be. Okay. They should be independent, they should be able to investigate, they should be able to come out report, they should have quasi-judicial power. Okay. So all those powers in the act are given to the
meaning prosecutorial power?
No, not prosecutorial, but the whole quasi-judicial. It's a quasi-judicial body.
Okay.
So we can conduct public inquiry, for example.
Okay.
If there's any issue around human rights, we can call for inquiry and invite the relevant people to attend. So the commission, the way the commission generally reports is through the monitors. We have 15 monitors around throughout the country. So every county, we have presence in all the county. Mm-hmm. But besides that, we also work with civil society. Okay. So we strengthen civil society capacity to be able to monitor and to feed us with information as well. So we have a very robust presence around the country. And so that's how we generate our report. But again, because the commission also has capacity problem. Mm-hmm. So the report
you want to bring the microphone closer to you.
So the report you see may not be as comprehensive as it may be because we have our own limitation. So somebody will say, oh, but this thing happened here, we didn't see it in your report. It's because the commission itself is constrained by budgetary support. However, the commission has been able to generate these reports. So these reports are factual reports gathered by monitors in the field verified, touching around the issue of prolonged pretrial detention, prison condition, for example. If you go to some of the prisons, you see seriously appalling condition. Or in the Banga Central Prison just recently, we saw the state of the problem. Some of the prisons there have been outbreak of diseases. Like if you read a report of hepatitis B, there was a hospital there was a prison that wanted we saw 2 persons who have TB, for example. Wow. And it's
contagious.
Very contagious. But these people are also placed in the cell with people who don't have TB. So the prison conditions are so terrible. Even though there has been improvement in some places. For example, like the facility in Banga, I was impressed to see the way the environment is clean. But yet still, you still have challenges there. We also, in the report, we talk about the issue of early marriage, forced early marriage. Yes. It's still prevalent. Mm-hmm. The issue of tribal deal, is this in some of the county, particularly in the southeastern part of Liberia, we still have cases of of people being tried to using this traditional method, which also is not really stable. You know, it's very incriminating. It's Supreme Court of Liberia abolished tribal deal more than 100 years ago, but yet still people still
And it's still being practiced.
still being practiced. But of course, the issue of FGM has been documented severally in our report in some of the counties where children, school-age children, have been denied access to school because of the practice. So the report catalogs so many things. Police brutality is also one of the key issues highlighted. There are instances in our report where police officers use force that led to death. There are instances where individuals die in police custody. The issue of mob violence is also highlighted. Of course, you know, mob violence is the result of public lack of confidence in the system. When the people have problem with the justice system, they resort to taking law into their hands. And some areas in Liberia where you don't have police presence, you know, people there do their own thing. So all these reports have been highlighted in the report. So the report itself, the intention of the report is not to name and shame government. That's not the work of the commission, but it's to highlight these issues and work along with government to see how. So if you look at the report, we have recommendations in the report. We prepare to engage the relevant institution to be able to amend some of those, right violations. For example, the police. The police may need training in human rights. You know, human rights policing, or democratic-based policing is something that is very important. So the commission has the technical skills or the capacity to provide that kind of support to the police in the area of human rights, particularly so as it relates to managing protests, managing demonstration, all the basic human rights standards that are associated with how the police engage the public in terms of marches and demonstrations, something that we have capacity to deliver. So the good thing about this report is that it's from the government institution, and it also shows that the government is open. The fact that the government can have an institution that comes with such a report, it means that the government is open to criticism. All the government needs to do, individual institution to do, is to embrace the report and work along with the commission to be able to redress some of the issues outlined in the report. Yeah.
Now, Tepo, I was about to ask you, and you just answered, but I think you got to expand it better. So when you document these reports, do you contact the relevant government institutions, say this is what we have documented? Because the fact is that many people say that even though they did it, and the government, if they are giving the government can say, oh, you shouldn't publish it. So did you contact the Minister of Justice or whosoever that is required to be contacted? Did you share this report with them before being published?
So what we did was before 1 month before even they release a report, we share with the Ministry of Justice, the Human Rights Division, the Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
So this is the report. We share the report also with civil society organization to make comments on the report because we want to be as transparent as possible. So we share with Ministry of Justice because Ministry of Justice is the major arm of government that responsible to enforce the law, and there where most of the violations can take place. So we share with the Human Rights Division of the Ministry of Justice with the hope that they will look at the report and give us feedback. That's a routine thing that we've always been doing. Share our report before come with the final report. The final product of the report is what we share with external people, like international partners and so forth. And so that's what we do.
Now, so do you also share with your international partners?
Not the draft, but the report is the final product.
Okay.
Yeah.
The final product you share with them.
Yeah, because our role as a commission is to advise the government. So even in addition to this report, there are instances where we even issue position papers, for example, on any trending human rights issue. That look, we think you can do this. We think this is a violation of the human rights. We think this should be done to be in line with human rights principle. We do that. So when we do this report, we share this report and say, this is a report. Then they comment on the report. So the final product of the report is what we share with our partners, external partners.
Before my GM brother comes in, you talked about FGM and traditional practices by people in the Southeast, particularly tribal or D, for example. Now, these are things that bother around the Ministry of Internal Affairs, FGM, and all of the Band Power Society, Standard Society, SYG, YZ rather. It borders on the Ministry of Internal Affairs. What is the camaraderie between you and the Ministry of Internal Affairs, that means the Human Rights Commission, and what action do you take jointly to stop these things?
So yeah, of course, we have had a lot of meetings, joint meetings. In fact, I think a few days ago we were in a meeting. We raised this issue with the respective focal point, like for example, the Department of Culture.
Okay.
So the Director of Culture has been in several meetings with the commission, and this issue has been raised. You know that, look, we think we can do this. I think one of the major problem is awareness, creating awareness, engaging the people. And the bad side of Liberia is that we signed up to so many international treaties. Okay. So, for example, if you look at the Maputo Protocol, which is the protocol on the rights and welfare, the rights of women in Africa,
okay,
otherwise known as the Maputo Protocol, Article 5 talk about prohibition of LGM. The government of Liberia ratified that protocol without reservation. Reservation means that we agree, to be abided by that protocol in totality. Okay. And Article 5 called for the abolition of FGM. I think
and yet it's above. It's not being abolished. No, there's no abolition.
No, then they are without being able to criminalize it. It's still being practiced, even though other countries around us, like Gambia, other countries are being able to make laws to criminalize it. But the point I'm trying to make is that we need a public education. We need to engage our people. It's a practice that has been around for centuries. What we need to do is to engage them and say, look, this is where we go. So part of what we've been doing is when we're organizing these meetings with CSO, we invite traditional leaders, we invite CSO. So in fact, as we speak, just yesterday, we're doing our report, UPR report, report to the University of Periodic Review in Geneva. We invited, key people from the Ministry of Internal Affairs to participate in the discussion. So the discussion is basically around what can we do to engage our people.
Yeah. I want to ask a double barrel question before my GM brother comes, because it's very important. Okay. One is, when you do these reports, you say you have been informed, or you have monitors in the field, like CSO members. You complain about the issue of budgetary allocation. And I think these guys who you contact are not doing work for you on a pro bono basis. You have to compensate them. How much does it take you to get to these people across the entire country? And secondly, the issue of you talk about concerning meeting with your partners. So let me first get to know, what is it like? What does it take you? How do you monitor these guys effectively to know whether they're talking true to you about violations, right violations in the counties? Do you make a follow-up on them? And what is it what it takes you in terms of funding, finances to get these reports?
So we have monitors employed by the commission that are assigned all the counties. Before, we used to have 2 monitors in each county, because you have, for example, Lofa County. Bon County is a very big county. You have one monitor who is in Banga. Is he going to go to Salala and all the places? So it's a challenge. Right? So you rely on civil society, but the monitors are trained enough to be able to follow up, to verify. So if you say somebody has been imprisoned for more than 2 terms of court for 1 year, the monitors will go there. So if the monitor get the alert from CSO, all they need to do is to follow up to the prison authority and the court to say, we got information that this person has been sent here. How long? And if possible, to engage the person in prison. How long have you been here? So even we do that even with the police station. So the monitors are the one that support us with information. But because we have referral, so most of the time in most of the counties we have these protection groups. They meet, periodically. When they meet, civil society bring all the human rights issues. So all we do as Human Rights Commission or monitors in the county is to follow up those issues that have been raised and to verify them. So when they send the information up here at the headquarters, we have a reporting officer. That reporting officer will come in here. I show you, Colin Scott will tell you, because he is being hired as a reporting officer. You pick a telephone and call. The monitors will verify all this information before we even clear them up to publication. So so you go through a lot of vetting process. It's a very difficult thing to come out.
And let's say a double barrel question, but I made a single barrel. So let me ask a second question. You made mention of the police, which is a concern of the Liberian people. There have been lots of public outcry about the Liberian National Police, excessive force, killing of individuals, opening fire at people in Kinjor, in Yemen, they skill. You made mention of that in your report in Banjo, and the force with this, people die in police cells and all of those. Now, you also talked about the need for training for these officers. Why do you think all of these SSS are going on? And how did the government of Liberia, through the NCA, document these things? Do you contact the police on these violations sometime? Do you call them, say, Mr. Inspector General Guerrero Como, you are seeing this one, we're seeing this one, we're seeing that one. Quite recently, we saw MCSS students being dragged by police officers while protesting for their rights to education. How do you address these issues?
So we do follow up. So when like this copy of the report has been presented to the Ministry of Justice. So the chairperson himself directly presented this report to the Attorney General to read his report. So this is the report, and these are the recommendation report that we are open, but we're open to discussion. So when we send the report, we follow up. We do follow up with the relevant institution. So the chairperson of the commission engaged the Minister of Justice at that level. I said, but these are the excesses of the police, because he has a statutory responsibility. So the best thing to do now, after that negotiation, they will come up with agreement. The technicians are there, like those of us who are technicians. The product of the discussion will either be help us to develop training manual, help us to conduct training, and so forth. We experienced that in 2023, prior to the election. The INCHR was involved with the OHR, that is the Office of the High Commissioner of Human Rights, to do training for police or for law enforcement institution, not just for police, but all the police, both at the police academy and in almost all the counties, in the regional training. So we have one in Banga, I think we have one in Basso. So it was a training for the police purposely for the elections, to be able to manage demonstration, to be able to how to engage the public during elections. So that training was a result of engaging the Ministry of Justice and the police at that time to say, we as a commission, based on our report, we think there's a need to provide training, for the police moving towards election 2023. We started to engage the Ministry of Justice. I think as I told you, the chairperson met with the Ministry of Justice and delivered a copy of the report. And not just the Ministry of Justice, but all the three branches of government. We present, because I provide that our report should go to all the three branches of government. So we give reports, hard copy report, what you have there to all the institutions, and we do follow up. We follow up to discuss with them to see, how we move forward. So that's the report. But again, you have to understand, our role as a commission is to reflect this issue out and to work with the government to be able to remedy some of them. Our role is not to go to see who in the police or man the police, but just to raise this issue and say, look, we think we can move this far. And you agree with me also that human rights issues are at the core of almost all the countries around the world, even including the countries in the West. Their foreign policy or the way to support countries sometimes depends on the human rights record of that country. Okay. So it helps the country if the country is keen towards providing remedy for some of the issues being raised. And you make a very good point that some of our reports come out of the U.S. State Department. As you see, the U.S. State Department report that's coming up will reflect some of the issues in our report. Because as a commission, we are a national institution, and we are very, very careful on how we conduct our monitoring and reporting. Okay.
Then George will come in and just read the comments, then George come and ask his questions you want to ask. Israel Brown is our correspondent in Grand Bassa County. He said, good afternoon, Jala, Griffin, and George Way. Thanks for the good work you guys are doing. Imana G. Doe Jr., good afternoon, Jala, and my sympathy for the loss of your brother. Thanks so much, my dear brother, for your concern. Quado Liberia TV is a Nima County base. Quado Liberia TV. Good afternoon. I'm following you from Kansas City, Nima County. Keep sending your text messages on our live feed. We'll read them for you. You can ask questions to the guests as well. George?
Now that the report is out, what next? What do we expect? And you spoke about the issue of the police. Why you think it is important at this time to have set training with the police?
Well, our intervention most time is based on the reports we see from field. So if there's a pattern of violation, we think it's important to intervene. Take, for example, a rape. Somebody raped, they arrest them, they get them to jail. It's a crime. But it becomes human rights issues if it continues, if it becomes a pattern. So if you have cases of police brutality, coming out regularly, and I like the point that Jala made, or referencing what happened just recently with the MC as a student, then of course it behooves the commission as an institution that is responsible to ensure the protection of human rights, to intervene. And the way to intervene is to engage the relevant stakeholder to say, look, let's discuss what are some of the problems. Some of the problems could be, essentially could be, these people need training. And regular training, not just training for today, but regular training, refresher training. So after every 6 months or 1 year, you do training. Because training is to be a continuous process because the police will recruit regularly, or they not just the police alone, the DEA,
the
the paramilitary group. Yeah. So it will to always do a routine training to remind them of the obligation. People quite to forget. Remind them that look, you're a law enforcement, you are a human rights officer. A police officer should be a human rights officer because human rights is a respect for the rule of law. So a very good police officer is a human rights officer. Because the police officer will say this is the law. I must respect the law. And the same way the human rights officer will say, no, the law is this is what it is. So the way to do it is to always engage in regular training. We also do that with our monitors in field. We conduct regular training because there are a lot of issues that are emerging, a lot of human rights issues that are emerging. So we keep them informed on trending human rights issues as they can, so to keep them afresh, to be able to do their work. And I think that's approach is what we think is important.
Now, so I see lots of report and a lot of SSs from the police, but other paramilitary institutions are not involved in this kind of brutalities. Even the army, the AFL is not. I don't see much of them. Even though there was a fracas at the ELA junction where we saw AFL soldiers beating on police officers, that was not captured in report.
Good, and that's why I keep saying, we as a commission, we have our own capacity problem.
Okay.
We, as a matter of fact, our commissioners, all of the commissioners, Emirate commissioners, don't have a car.
No car.
No, they are being impacted. The new board of commissioners were appointed in 2021. Sorry.
Yeah.
2021 Sentipo. We
In
haven't had
the past government.
in the past. There is no single car. We don't have a car.
Wow.
We don't have a car.
Capacity issue.
Even the monitors in the field, the motorbikes they are using are provided by donors, and most of the motorbikes are becoming archaic. So we have to, engage partners again, to be able to. So
But this is a serious problem.
To reach out.
How do we monitor? You don't have vehicles, no logistics whatsoever.
And let me tell you something. For example, in Lofa County, we have a monitor in Boyama, Mohammed Zeze. Zeze had to travel to Foya in a motorbike, no vehicle. So now the motorbike is down. How do you service the motorbike? So we have, as much as possible, we try to do whatever in our means, minimum means to be able to support our monitors to work. So yeah, that's it. That's a problem. That problem has been there for a long time. And it's from 2001, 2002. If you ask the commissioner, they will tell you, how do we even go in the counties to do monitor as commissioners? Because the monitors are there. Sometimes the commissioners want to go to also show, because monitoring is not just reporting. The presence of human rights commissioners or monitor also serve as a deterrent, to people who want to violate rights. So you see, we move into B Mountain, for example, or we move into a concession area when they see us in our jackets, in our cars, there are monitors here.
Yeah.
So normally when we go to the police station, when they see us in our jacket, the police knows here there are people here who are trying to watch us. But we need capacity. Our capacity to be strengthened to do the work that.
Who are your major partners?
So government is the one that's supporting us, 100%.
Do you have any external support?
Well, we have support. We have support from partners. But when I started the discussion, I talked something about the Paris Principle. The Paris Principle says the government of a country should adequately fund the commission. So it is it's a major responsibility of the government to fund. And interestingly, at least for the first time, in this government has been able to provide support for programs. Take, for example, the government has given us support to do memorials. Part of the work of the commission is to fulfill the implementation of TRC recommendation.
Yeah.
So building memorials. So we are building memorials. Even though part of the memorial building, support has been provided by UNDP, but the first time the government has given us support to build a memorial. Just 2 months ago, in Bon County, was in Bonye, was in Sonaye. 2 memorials are being built.
You want us to ask my home in Sonaye?
Yes, Sonaye. We went beyond that. Bonye is a county where in December 10, 1994, more than 500 persons were killed.
When do you go to Bangasai? There's a disaster massacre that took place in how you call the place? I don't know the place, right?
Yeah.
Yes, a place as a rest, brother.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. So in fact,
they killed a lot of people in that place.
The superintendent was that. That's one of the projects. That's one of the projects that we're considering.
The Polopala massacre.
With the Pala massacre. She called the name. The superintendent was even at the Bonye Sonaye program, and she said, "Look, I hope you also consider this because this place, the massacre that took place was beyond.
It was terrible.
Yeah, beyond imagination. But the 1 year massacre, what make it unique was it happens on Human Rights Day. You know, every December 10th.
Right.
It's a Human Rights Day, International Human
And
Rights Day.
that's the time the thing
That's the
happened.
time these people were killed.
What a coincidence.
And the residents said, survivors said, when the guns got finished, when the shot got finished,
You're taking classes.
taking cockles and using these, especially children, knocking their hairs on the rocks.
Yeah.
That's how terrible it is. So that's part of the work we also do as a commission. So we get support from donors.
Yeah.
but we
So,
also-
what you get from government to have memorials for these people?
Yeah.
Do you do reparation?
No, we haven't reached that. That's something that we've been calling on government to do in past government to establish.
Which is very essential.
Yeah, it's very essential. Where there's human rights violation, especially egregious human rights violation, there must be reparation. And so many things in the TRC recommendation that we are not being able to touch. And we as a commission have been highlighting these things. We've been doing Palava hearing. We done up pretty close to 8 Palava hearing. The other day were in Herrington is in Bapulu.
Okay.
We did a one there where community members came around to identify people who created caused problem for them during the course of the war. Sometimes Jala, it can be touching. Before even that process start, we can do counseling. Because if you don't care for you there, you even recording, tears may even come from your eyes.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of work the commission has been doing with the support of partners. But at least for last year and this year, the government has been able to provide support for our transitional justice project.
If you just join us, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, how does the lack of finance undermine the work that you do?
So for example, we now as a commission, we want to have 2 monitors in each of the counties. We have 1. So I was just saying, if you have 1 person in Ganta or Senegal, you Tapeta is there. How does that person commute between Senegal to Tapeta? I mean, that's
If you have 2, you can demarcate the county into
exactly
2.
right. Of course, we will not have monitors in every district, but at least you have the presence of this monitor. They'll be able to work with community-based organization, with civil society to easily follow up on these issues we're talking about, and also provide human rights education. Because our monitors do that. They go to communities. They do awareness on human rights issues.
If you just join us, Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia. We have with us the Executive Director of the Independent Human Rights Commission of Liberia, Mr. Urias Tia Paul. He's our guest who's speaking about lots of issues. The commission a few days ago released what appears to be a stinking report on the performance of the government when it comes to human rights violations, putting the police on top of the report of excessive force. And I'll come back to asking about the issue of enforced disappearances. We talk about the disappearance of a Guinean national called Caliph Sharif, who disappeared from police cell. He landed in the junta hands in Guinea. We didn't know whether he's still alive or he's dead. The commission also raised concern about that. Aside from Sharif, do they have any information about other people in jail, whether political prisoners or whatsoever, that have disappeared? The question comes after this song, *79 and *90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win $20,000. Many of you will get this money today. *79 and *90 hash. Play with $200 and you will win $20,000. It's serious, right? $20,000 can give you 2 bags of rice at the rate of 2,500. So at 6,000, 7,000, you still get some money there. You can buy some food for your children. You can pay some of your children's school fees. Keep playing. The more you play, the more you win. So when you are playing, don't stop. You want to play 4 times, just play one after the other. There should not be an interval, meaning you should don't take a long time. Because when you take a long time, your chances will be eroded. So just play once. You want to play 1 time. After 30 seconds or 5 seconds, you play again. After 5 seconds, you play again. So just play. 1 man won. There's when 20,000. He said he played 9 times. And Samira asked him, he said, I think I'll only give you all. Yes, so that's it. But you asked, I raised a concern. You want to talk about that, about the piece of Caliph who disappeared?
Yeah. So the reason why part of our work is to ensure protection of Liberians and foreign residents. And of course, I told you Liberia is a member of the international community.
Yeah.
We signed up to many international treaties, including the UN Convention on Refugee.
Yeah.
There's a very, very particular provision in that refugee convention, which has become customary international law.
Okay.
I mean, even countries that are not party to the Refugee Convention adhere to this particular principle, non-reformer. Meaning, if somebody run away from the country for fear that they can be persecuted, you can turn them back for political reasons. So if you have somebody leaving Guinea, for example, when the person comes to Liberia, if there's an extradition treaty between Guinea and Liberia, our law provides how the procedure, how to carry the person back. And as a commission, we believe and we note that this particular procedure will not follow in that instant case. And as we read our report, even to the extent that the court requested this guy to be released, the government could not release him, they could not find him. Only until some time, they have to say we turn over to the Guinea authority. Deportation is a process that have to go through court.
Do you sometimes get disappointed when these things are happening?
Yeah, even in 2023, the Sierra Leone guy, police officer, superintendent who have been in Liberia for more than 2-3 years. The Sierra Leone government wanted him. And we turned him over to the Sierra Leone government at the LMP station without a process. I mean,
Liberia did that.
Liberia did that.
And which is against the convention.
It's extremely against the convention. It's even life-threatening to say the least, because in the first place, the procedure for extradition is clear, both in international law and in our domestic law. A country have to request, and the procedure is followed. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Justice, the man is arrested, the man is taken to court. Whether the man who named on the rate from Guinea or from Sierra Leone is the person that is being arrested, if the offense is a political offense, you can extradite the person. So a person will overthrow government. It can't be any reason why you can extradite somebody, even if you have an extradition agreement. So all these procedures, if you see what we wrote in our report, all these procedures were not followed. The person disappeared from prison.
Yeah.
Without even.
Have you made any follow-up as to whether he's still alive?
What we did, we filed in the radio habeas corpus. The commission did that.
Okay.
We did. If you
They
look
didn't
at
listen to it?
the court, listen to it, and on the basis of our radio habeas corpus, the court requested government to produce, the living body.
But he was not produced.
No, he never produced.
So the government acquiesced that this thing they did was done politically.
I think the court have to even find the Solicitor General and the Minister of Justice for that.
Now, in furtherance of what you just said, I know there are two cases I know very vividly. When Charles Taylor was at the GSA as commissioner, as the head of GSA, to the summer time, he was accused of stealing $19,000. He fled to the ESA. And the government requested that he be brought back to the country. And he went to court, the federal court said, we can't send him back to a blood-tested Samarkand, though, who is a junta rebel or junta leader whatsoever. Sending Charles Taylor back with me, he will be killed. So Taylor was not deported whatsoever. Even there was an extradition treaty, he didn't come back. Helen Costa, under George Weah government, was also being sought by the government of George Weah. He fled to Sierra Leone. To my surprise, that he said the Sierra Leone guy was sent over by Liberia to Sierra Leone, and Helen Costa also left this country under similar circumstances. The government of Sierra Leone said, we can't send him back because we know George Weah government is not a protesting government, but because of his rights in the law, he didn't send him back. So I'm thinking, why will our country be doing such against other people and they can't do it for us?
That's what surprised me, Jal. I mean, I'm so this country has been a country that even people who fought liberation war have been able to seek sanctuary. This country, Nelson Mandela was in this country. Sam Nkrumah was in the country. There are people who fled and came to this country for refuge. So it's a bit my imagination that a country, the oldest republic in Africa, to allow itself to allow its laws to be flouted, because the law is clear that if somebody in a country and another country want that person, the procedure are there. And look, and you made a good point. Guinea, what type of government do you have in Guinea?
Just a
the military junta. Guinea still have.
And then right after his transfer, we heard that the government, I don't want to drag your politics, but the government received some pickup trucks from the government of Guinea right after this guy was transferred. So it brings in mind that perhaps something went wrong.
Well, good I said. And you can also realize that if the country have a law that provide punishment, capital punishment, death, for that kind of offense, if I will put the person at risk, and that is the reason why when people say a country still have death penalty on their books, for a person to commit a crime and go to another country and for that country to extradite the person, but in that country law they still get death penalty, it can be very, very difficult. What much more about a junta,
Yeah.
a military junta, a junta that is not recognized in job of lately ECOWAS dealing with it. It's a de facto government.
De facto government.
You know, so I mean, it happened 2023 with the guy from Sierra Leone. It was shocking. We raised the issue up. We issued a statement. Nothing came out, and this guy was taken back. So it similarly happened last year. This guy was taken to Guinea without going through the procedure. And some of the, if you talk to some of the actors, some of the reasons we're providing was, oh, you know, Guinea say will not do it. Something will happen. Then I mean, come on, you have a law here.
Yeah.
Our law must apply. I mean, that's the argument, and that's the argument the commission made.
Thank you, Uriah Tepo. Let's see if we can activate the phone lines to take some calls. Those who are concerned, you can call us. I will then activate the phone lines with George. Let's take this break as we try to activate the phone lines now. Star 79 and star 90 hash play with 200 LD and win $20,000. We're talking human rights issues here on this radio. Uriah Tepo is the executive director of the INHCR. You know, very recently they released a statement, a damning report about police brutality. People in prison who cannot find justice SYC, and they have come to expound on these things, and we're giving invitation to come. He has come. So call us on these numbers if you want to talk about them. 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711. The female line is 0773-978-564. The three lines are on. Keep calling us now. Let's have your take on this matter. Speak to the head of the commission on zero. Are the phones off? The phones are off. So 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711. The phones are being resuscitated. Just wait small. You also place a call in. This one is Spider-Man CRC. Congratulations. Zero 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711, 0773-978-564 for the females across the country. That is exclusively for the female callers. This is Voice of Liberia 104.1. We are on frequencies across Liberia. Let's take the first caller. Hello, welcome to Bits and Pieces. Hello, reduce the monitor and leave the noise.
How are you?
I'm okay, sir. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Listening, welcome.
Yes, of people who see a lot of human rights abuse in the country. Honorary Joseph Bakale government.
Why you think so?
People feel that anything they do, nothing will come out of it. So we'll see a lot of things will go on. You see? But
it's also good that their own institution is putting them on the record.
Only talk, they continue talking for the Labron, but nothing will come out of it. Thank you very much.
All right. 0773-978-564 for the female callers. 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711 for the people in the counties and the other callers. Where are my people in Bond County, my people in Lofa, the people in Greenville, Sounder County, or I encourage to call this afternoon. Most time we're not talking politics. You don't have many people calling in. But this is also borders around the same politics because you call on this radio every day, police beating on people. They want to kick in somebody more. And I'm case some point in jaw. All that one borders on politics. Call, let's talk now. 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711. For the females, your line is 0773-978-564. And our frequencies are across the country. Where is my book, my paper? Let me announce that to the people who are listening. You can follow us on the, but we are told that a few of our stations in the counties are off. And so we'll have them resuscitated very soon. But keep calling us on those numbers, 0773-419-502, 0555-184-711. Somebody trying to call me on my number. So call us now. In Bond County, it's 90.7. In Bond County, 89.7. In Kakata, Magibi County, 96.7 in Bassa, and 95.7 in Lofa. Hello, welcome. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Hezekiah. I want to just try calling your number. This is your brother-in-law. So it's a great pleasure having you on your show this afternoon.
Hezekiah, let's hear you.
Yeah, Jala Jeffrey, I must agree with you that a series of human rights violations is taking place in this country. It's not a surprise. As you provide a bit of information, there's a little boy that has been arrested and he has spent almost 2 weeks at the police station on a rape case.
Where's that? Where is that?
People depot. He's currently in jail. We try to do all we can up to put his stay at the devil. He spent 10 days in prison.
Now, do you know his name? Because the human rights guys are here. They can take note of that.
Pardon?
What is his name?
I cannot be exactly his name, but what I can do now, as I speak, I can walk to the devil, do all I can to get his name and make it transfer to you to your contact number.
Yeah, please do. Then I can forward it to them. They can also make some follow-up because if that's a case, he's not being charged, he's in police detention, it means his rights have been trampled upon. I
will tell you the next 30 minutes. I'm on my way to the depot now.
Thank you. Thank you so very kindly. 0773 419 502 0555 184 711 0773 978 564. Hello, welcome. Hello.
Jala Emmanuel Griffey.
Yeah, my friend and brother. How are you this afternoon from Benson Street? Benson Street. Go ahead, Harris.
Cool.
Okay.
Jala, I have an incident on my sister's son. Someone gave me a bag to wear in her belt. And then he bought a Bluetooth player and placed it on the back. Somebody saw the Bluetooth player and said the Bluetooth player was on another bag, and then the bag went missing. They arrested a little kid, carrying to the police station, placing behind bar. After 2 days, they sent him straight to the prison compound.
They said to Kataha?
They sent him straight to Kataha. My sister came crying to me. I had to hire a lawyer in town to go and pursue the case. The kid was not having no charge sheet, nothing at the camp. Wow. They sent a little boy. It was how the lawyer managed to have an insurance bond and free that little boy. What am I saying, Jara? Those human rights advocates will be doing rounds across the country.
But you listen to him, David E. Harris. The man talked about the lack of logistics. They don't have cars.
Yeah, I understand.
These are questions they have.
Yeah, Jara, I understand the lack of logistics. But they will have to be more effective and be speaking out on issues. Because for me, I would say they are a toothless bulldog. Because they are not speaking on issues. People are being violated. Protesters go out and go protest peacefully. Police beat them. Look at the that happened in King George. For me, I'm not hearing speaking on such issues. So I think they'll need to wake up. So before you leave the studio, I think you can announce a number so we can get a number.
Okay.
Raise somebody's concern. Thank you.
All right, David E. Harris, thank you for calling from Benson Street. If all goes well, if he desires to leave his number, he will call his number so that anytime you have these kind of issues, you just call them, they will answer you. 0773 419 502. Another caller say, hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. Where do you call from? What's your name? From Buchanan City, welcome to Monrovia. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. I want to appeal to the human rights people. All of the work they are doing is very good. I personally appreciate it. But I will appreciate them because when they will try and abolish the idea of asking the government, causing the government to do away with death penalty. If you do away with death penalty in this country, it will not serve in the interest of this country today.
So in other words, you want death penalty, right?
Yes.
Now, so do you know that international institutions have come up with stop on the all of these? That you shouldn't kill somebody because they have committed a crime?
Sure, I have read some of
So what do you want my brother to do?
My take on it is this. Almost every protocol gives the government the right that their parliament have to rectify the protocol. Okay. And unfortunately, it seems that our government did not do us well by just signing up to any protocol without reservation.
So if bigger institutions are signing that, and Liberia as a small country in West Africa does not acquiesce to that, do you know the consequences that come in the country? Hello?
It is true. It is true. But
Then why you asking for it now?
there are others. There are other countries, powerful countries, have not signed up to some of these protocols. And up to now, some of the protocols that are signed up by these powerful countries are
Because
still
these are
on their
independent
way.
countries who stand on their own, but we say asking for aid everywhere. See what the man saying right here. They can't get caught, they didn't walk around. They get motivated, they didn't go look for cases.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. It's because of aid.
Yeah,
It's because of aid that we should put our people at threat. That's all. I agree
Thank
with
you. Thank you. I'll take one or two
Thank you.
calls and I'll call it a day. 0773-419-502, 0551-847111. The female line is 0773-978-564. You can call us. Let's have a conversation. Hello, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Gravy, and to your studio guests.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, this is a call from the municipal borough of Crutown.
Let's say from Crutown.
Yeah, the problem of there, so let's say we let us first of all, let me appreciate the human rights advocate in studio. Now, but the matter or just say when it is not all about politics, people will not be willing to support. And one of the things, our human rights advocates have been silent for the past 1 year and a half. I don't know where they have their own office and what is their own position on this issue that been happening.
They are the government registered human rights institutions set up. They are from the INACR.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are being silent. Even the government have grabbing other people without any charges, without any investigation, carrying them to solve it. We are not hearing them talking on any of the issues. Recently, the violence against the students that went to protest for their teachers. And we are not hearing anything. There's no press release, nothing.
All right. Thank you so much. You're the last call. I'm not taking any more calls again, but this is breaking news. And today we read a comment about Dawes Dillon talking about they met with the NNJ as people and that of the Browns International Airport people based on what appeared to be a power outage that led to almost a crashing of a SM Brussels airline. 2 times it has appeared, and the other time it was a very big water in the terminal that people had to take off their shoes. And the people spoke to that as a responsibility on the part of the management team there, and they called for their replacement. Today, the Senate called them. They appeared, and Dawes Dillon made a post on Facebook that they will ensure that those who are responsible, if need be, that actions are taken against them. But this is what happened. What they told the Senate committee that is coming from DN News Liberia. Birds cause power outages at Liberia International Airport. Officials of the Liberia Airport Authority, LAA, have told the Senate Transport Committee that birds feeding at nearby dump sites caused recent power outage at Roberts International Airport. According to officials, the birds affected the airport's transformer, leading to electricity problems. What the other report has seen more birds? How big are the birds? So what they would do? They went to the power grid and then they call the machine off, or they sound on the electric wire. Then they call it. They call it so interesting. If let's hear you, man. The guys.
So Jella, thank you very much. I think I know you almost concluding your show, but I just wanted to touch a few points. And the guy who made the last point on death penalty, I just want to give a little statement. The reason why we're calling for death penalty is simple. Even in developed countries, the USA, the recent research has shown that some of the people who have been placed behind bars, who've been jailed, or who even were on death road, DNA and investigation has proven some of them were not even guilty. Okay. They not really commit a crime. There are instances. Another guy went to jail, but was on death row for 35 years. Only later on, the investigation proved that he was not the one. So imagine if that guy was killed, and then the information came out.
Yeah.
How do you bring him back to life? We all know in our country we have problems with our justice system. So if we start to sentence people to death, we might end up sending wrong people to death for years. Yeah. But we keep killing people. And so death penalty does not serve as a deterrent. Even countries that have death penalty, people still kill them because people who kill or who commit this crime will never believe that they will catch them. So it's not an excuse to say, we should have that. So but in short, in all of the counties, we have monitors. And maybe subsequently when we engage you, we try to give the names and the numbers so that people who have issues in the countries can contact them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think this is the party comment, right?
Yeah, good party
So
comment.
I mean, like I said from the beginning, because of capacity, we may not be able to grab all the human rights issues. My colleague from Negro Town said it. We may not be able to go around, but at least to some extent, this report that we come up with annually. We even intend to come with quarterly report highlighting these issues so that, and also engage government to be able to provide remedy for them. So thank you very much, Allah. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Uriah Steerpo, Executive Director of the Independent National Human Rights Commission of Liberia. You know, his party comment reminds me of what John N. Lewis II said when he was Chief Justice of Liberia. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was proposing a fast-track court in the country to fight corruption. Then she proposed that to John N. Lewis III, and Johnny responded at the time I was writing for the Heritage newspaper. He said, Madam Sirleaf, we can't do that. Setting up a fast-track court in the country will not provide all the prima facie for prosecution. Some people will be wrongfully held. And that's just why Tepo said just about the issue of death penalty. This has been a Jala Griffiths presentation with George Wayi, with Dante Weir on my side. Thanks for coming, Mr. Uriah Tepo, accompanied by a big brother and friend, Mr. Gideon Scott. Have a good day from Monrovia. I'll see you when you see me again tomorrow.